There we are, live on YouTube.
Sick.
And let's go ahead and go live on TikTok.
Nice.
I don't know exactly what we're going to talk about today, but we will see.
Yeah. Every day when we stream is always a little surprise.
It's a little mystery box
Yeah.
of stream goodies.
Mm-hmm.
And brain rot.
Yes.
Let's
Did a lot of work today. Finished the Mickey station. Did meal prep a bit.
Yeah.
Finished Lau's sticker.
What a productive Sunday, dude.
I know.
I did a lot too.
It's great, yeah.
Updates. We're live.
Hello, everyone. Nice. My laundry has finished. I love our washer and dryer.
There we go.
Hey, awkward.
Hello. Bum bum bum. Bum bum.
When I feel cutesy, I feel like drawing Miko. Well, I don't really feel cutesy right now, but I feel like I want to draw something round and soft. I feel like the great thing about having characters is you're like, what mood am I in today? I am not a manga artist. I draw in a manga or that kind of anime style, but
Fox,
I don't make manga.
Gizmo, Dahlia,
Hey, Dahlia,
Ozzy, Ginny, Nezutari. Hello,
Hello.
welcome. Lot of people.
Yes.
Haley's.
Hey, Pico Riggs. Haley.
Art class just in time for my art grind.
Awesome.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hi, I am Vero. Hello.
Hello.
P and P. What is this?
I need to figure out different ways to
Pixel
write their
and
hair.
pen. That's fun.
That's a fun username. Okay.
Gabriel, Roro, Fico. Hello. Swim Gulp. We got the whole crew here.
Yeah, the OGs.
Yeah, we got the crew tonight. Check out what's on the menu here. We've got
That's such a pretty
we've got a
color,
triple.
bro.
We've got a triple. We've got Kudomi Cup, Melody Lid,
And cinnamon
and
roll.
Cinema Roll. Yes, the
straw
straw
holder thingy.
straw thing. What the heck is
Straw,
this thing?
I don't know. Straw attachment accessory.
Straw accessory. It is
It does look good.
delish. Hello, you are back. Welcome back. I'm Dad. Hilton, I just bought Paint Storm Studio. It's pretty good for the price. Awesome. I haven't bought it. I was looking at it. It looks pretty good. What's up?
I'm the one you drew in Draw Me and put my PFP, the pink girl. Really? That's my drawing? Let me see. It kind of feels familiar.
Oh yeah.
that is
That's
my
fun.
drawing. Oh, that's so fun.
Very nice.
I'm very flattered. Thank you for putting my drawing as your PFP. That's very nice.
Colton, when will you adopt me? Never.
That's so funny. I love that kind of style, and I was in the pink mood, so I'm very flattered, and I'm very glad you like it. Thank you.
Zen. Ursay. Hello. Pion. Dad, can I get an ack?
Can I get an
No.
act? I love that Fox just said
No.
that. That's so funny.
Absolutely not.
Man.
So, you may have noticed we announced the spring art.
Yes,
What?
spring training
Spring
arc.
training arc. That's
Yes.
it. How about
That.
that? I think spring training arc is worth an ack. What do you think?
I think so.
I think spring training arc is worth an ack, and I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to kick it off and run them for the next 2 months.
Yep. So if you have art block and you want something to do, you can join our Discord server and join that
Yep.
challenge and
Our
stuff like that.
our new spring term of challenges are starting tomorrow. They're going to be running for 8 weeks. We're going to be doing 2 different things. One of them is going to be dailies. There's going to be a new little prompt study to do every single day. That one's like focused on, getting out of art block, improving and pushing yourself. And then there is the bi-weeklies. Those are going to be going every other week. And they're going to be specific prompts focused around your own characters and your stories and your world. Lao sticker and spring art at the same day. What a great day for Lao.
I know.
Hey, Rick. How's it
Rick.
going? Rick, you know what they say, reliable Rick.
Reliable Rick. Fantastic
I'm
student.
very happy with the Udemy class. I just finished watching Doing a Room with Boxes. I'm gonna try doing it on my own now. So excited.
Oh
Awesome.
my
I'm glad you're enjoying
gosh.
it.
That's a fun
Is that a
one.
class that I'm teaching?
Of course it is. I
Is
never
Christina
put
teaching?
I never put a little room assignment in there.
You're excited and scared for spring training arc. I don't know how to study, but I hope to learn how to. Awesome. If I get to draw my OC, I'm happy. Yes. Excited. Awesome. Yeah, we did get a allow sticker in Discord today. You can go over to the Discord server into the general one and post the allow sticker if you want.
Ooh, we got a question. Any tips on where to start the forehead and hair? Mine always ends up making the head big. That's a great question. What I like to do is I like to find, like, and this will depend on my head type. Oh, wow, I drew Miko really big. I'll have to make her a little bit smaller. What I like to do is I'll do like a rough measurement between the eyebrows, eyes, and forehead area. So like, for me, I'll look at different ratios. If my eyes are about this big, if I place, let me just do it here. If I place my eyebrows really low, it will actually increase the forehead size, but it'll make the character kind of like serious, which is, if that's what you want, that's totally fine. For me, I like to go from the eyes to about up to here. Like, this gives enough like room for the bangs to come out and also make it feel like voluminous. If this is too high up here, like all the way up here, it's like, yeah, you kind of look like you got a receding hairline. So this is the kind of tick mark that I like to place. I don't have exact measurement, but I usually go by the eyes. And the brows kind of fit anywhere within this range. That's what I like to do.
Noise. Hey, Azazel, we all saw the burger coming. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Tips on eye shapes. Good on irises, but the shape throws me off. Hi there. Do you think you can go over leading lines and framing in composition? Yeah, we could talk a little bit about that if you want.
That sounds fun. Do it.
I'm just thinking.
And what I like to do is, for the hairline, is I will keep it like really rough so that I don't like fully commit and waste all my time. So I will just put a tick mark just like this, and then put my eyebrows in. And I'll be like, does that feel a bit too big? Does that not feel too big? Which one, which one do I want to do? And so sometimes that just depends on the style, right? Thank you, bud. Chibi hands, they're like same as normal hands, but maybe you need to round it out a little bit. I have a chibi class that you can take. It is like a lot. It's a very long class, and it covers different chibi style hands. One of the hand styles that I like to do is like, little nubs like this, little mitten. That's a great way to do some chibi hands. Another one that I like to deem the Pikachu hands, because if you look at Pikachu's hands, it's basically just a nub with fingers attached to it. 5 fingers. This is a great chibi hand. Just like that. Sometimes I'll see index finger, and the rest of the fingers are grouped with a thumb. And I'll see that option too.
Bum. Whoa.
Will the first challenge be out today? No.
Nope.
It'll be out tomorrow.
Yep, the daily will go up at midnight for us. I have a bot that I've got to schedule this week's dailies. So every single day at midnight specific, the new daily will get posted. Will the challenge be out today? No. Do you guys draw environments? I do.
Cole
I do a bunch of
does.
environments.
Yep.
Backgrounds. This kind of stuff. This is the one that we've been working on for a while. Oops. There we go. I just been working on this and working on top of it and teaching environments. So yesterday we did this, talking about color theory and how to add objects to the environment. Then we did this, and I don't even know what else we did, dude. Oh, I added like boxes and fish and stuff in the sky for some reason. Just delete that layer.
The war will end with your live tutorial. Thank you for live today and save the world.
There we go.
I love your comments. Hey, new to art here. I want to learn how to draw anime girls only. I don't know if you can see this. My question to you is, what should I start with? That's an interesting question. I mean, and I also relate to it because I've basically only drawn anime girls. I mean, I would just study a lot of anime girls and draw it, construct it. You know, this is something that we made of an anime girl head with the anime girl proportions. You can get these on our TikTok shop, but like this is what I would look for. I'd understand that anime girls isn't just like pretty eyes and short face. It's like it's a 3D object, right? So it's like short snout. Well, okay, there's multiple kinds of anime girls, but like if you want to go with the more modern style, like this is generally how I would start. I'd look at a bunch of anime girl faces and break them down. Sphere, center line. How far does the chin go, depending on the style that you want? You know, and with anime girls, a lot of it is focused on the eyes. So you can think about that as well.
Y'all, do you have classes on here live or on YouTube for environments? We do talk about environments pretty often. People ask about those, and we go over them quite often. Hi, hey Maddie. It's just you're about to go to bed. Well, have a good night. Have a good sleep.
But I would. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're going.
I would also study, you know, figure drawing, like drawing women, understanding the forms of the body. If you want to go like from head to like the full body for a girl, like I would try to learn the anatomy part, the foundation. That will help you a lot. And, you know, for me personally, the way how I got better at girls is actually drawing more guys. Funny enough. I studied a lot of guys, and then turning them into girls became a lot easier. So it's kind of hard to just only do anime girls, even though it's like, you know, it's a really fun topic. I would suggest like trying to do a little bit of both, but only primarily doing girls, you know. What I do, or what I remember hearing an artist say something like, study the guys and then never draw them again.
Yeah, that was Angel Gano.
That was Angel Gano, yeah. I thought that was hilarious because I really vibed with that. Someone asked how to draw heads in any angles. Yeah, we can cover that.
Yeah, we can cover that.
Yeah,
Can we get a quick torso/body proportion, Fox says. I'm creating an art plan for myself. Can't figure out my goal of learning art. I know that I want to make it into a career, but I can't like pick a specific field. Any tips? I would look into what the different fields do. Like, what do illustrators do that work on different things? What do concept artists do? What do character artists do? What do animators do? And look at videos. You can send some emails to people. You can just do kind of some due diligence, but most art fields, as long as it involves drawing and painting, or drawing or painting, you're going to have the same foundation. So you can get started on foundations before you really know what you want to do. Like perspective is used by a lot of different fields. Design, used by a lot of fields, right? Figure drawing, a lot of different fields. So you can kind of start with those basics, like, you know, your perspective and dimensional drawing, your figure drawing and design and color theory, that kind of stuff is like pretty much, it's universal. Yeah. Some fields use certain things more than others, but if it involves drawing, you're going to want to learn that stuff. And then you can start learning that as you do research and watch videos on like, what do animators do? Or what do, you know, or 2D animation versus 3D animation, or what do illustrators do? What do splash artists do? What do people who make their own comics and web comics do? Leading lines in framing and composition. I can talk about that a little bit.
Let's do it.
So like, framing is really just like giving something a little like a mini window. It's like a mini composition, right? You could frame like this. You could frame like, I don't know where it is here. You could frame like this. Like you can see that there's an archway right here, and this is framed inside. If there's like a person right here, of course, you know, however the scale is. Framing is really just like a way of isolating something out. I think framing is kind of related to checkerboarding in the way that checkerboarding could be something like you have dark and light and dark and light, right? Like character.
Ooh, checkerboarding.
Right? And then down here, maybe the character is in shadow and they're casting a shadow. Man. Like this way or something, right? So it's like checkerboarding to explain that is basically, you know, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light. And it kind of switches. James Gurney in his book Color and Light calls this shape welding, where basically you'll have light on top of dark, dark on top of light, and then you'll also have dark on dark, and you'll have light on light. So you'll have all four of them show up, and this will really integrate objects into the background. And so I find that a lot of people, when they do framing, they're going maybe like they're grabbing like a medium and they might frame this, right? If there's like something in the background, a wall, a building, a castle, or whatever, you know, maybe you'll frame it. And that will almost make like a mini composition in and of itself. It's just a device to kind of get you to focus on things. And so leading lines, you know, we could put a vanishing point behind them, like behind their head. And so maybe we get like, I don't know, leading lines of perspective. Like perspective is kind of natural leading lines, like a lot of the time.
Okay,
You'll get,
I didn't even expect that, honestly.
right? Like, you can put the vanishing point behind characters. Like, in this shot, for example, let's go to the big one. In this shot, for example, I am using leading lines to direct you between the focal points. So for example, here's focal point, here is a focal point, and here is a focal point. And I have little pathways that direct you between these, right? You follow the perspective of the bridge, you have a little piece of candy, interesting. You follow this up to this focal point, you ride the smoke into the shot from outside, you ride the beam down, you ride the clouds down, you ride the airship.
Even
right?
a little bit of the ravens.
Yeah, and the ravens are there to look at. They're not high contrast, right? Your perspective is naturally giving leading lines coming into the shot here. You have an entry point with this right here. There's not a lot to look at other here. Out here, everything wants to bring you in and give you pathways between these focal points, right? Look at this. Abby's sword is pointed this way, which naturally makes you want to bring up there, right? We've got a dark thing right here. It brings you up. You've got stuff to look at. You ride this, you look at the knife, and this knife points back up at the sign, right? There's a little mouse here.
Mousy.
And everything, but it's not high contrast. And so leading lines for me tell you what to look at. They bring you around the shot. A leading line is anything contrasty, right? Like this leading line right here is a cast shadow, but this leading line right here is the perspective. You could have, you know, broken objects. Like even this wants to bring you down. It wants to bring you in. It wants you to look this way.
Well, you know what I just realized is that these have like specific shapes that give you direction. So like you're linking the darks along like the whole, like the foreground from the floor to the knife to the building area. That's like one combined shape.
Yep, I am combining shapes. So for example, you know, Miko and Abby are relatively dark, and so if I were to like draw in a lot of dark areas, I can. These are all interconnected shapes. This isn't so much leading lines, but this is another really important principle, which is like connected shapes. And if your shots feel very like unintuitive and not cohesive, you can actually string together shapes, like pathways between darks. So like if you look at all my darks in the scene, they're kind of all connected with little pathways. Like I got this little pathway, I've got this little pathway. So like this is kind of all a single shape. I've got like large, medium, and small, but I'm like connecting them with little roads. And a lot of painters will do this, and you'll notice it all the time if you look at painters' work. They'll make little pathways with value, like, oh, this shadow connects to this. And then this person's got a drop shadow that moves over here. And then this is the shadow of the wall, right? Like, and they'll make these little pathways between the darks so they're not all broken up. Like an example of broken up would be like this, like they're little isolated islands, right? And so this is fine to do, but if you connect them, it'll start to look more interconnected and more cohesive, and your brain will have an easier time understanding it. And so like I'm kind of using the checkerboarding I'm using leading lines right here, and then I'm using like connected little islands and shapes and stuff, and then I'm using those in addition to, right, really paying attention to like where's my contrast, right? Abby's face is light surrounded by dark. This has contrast to it, right? There's light and dark, and there's all these different inner lights and darks going on and leading lines, and that's kind of how I designed this scene to be. I wanted it to feel, you know, cohesive and to bring you back around and around.
It's like subconscious too. Do you find that you plan out leading lines in a scene before drawing it, or do you kind of create leading lines in the middle of a drawing?
Both. I'll definitely both. Like leading lines, I will think compositionally in the very beginning. Like, but again, like you can rearrange a scene later. Like you can go, this isn't working. I'm gonna push it this way, or that's not working. I'm gonna flip it that way. At any point, if the composition's not working, like all the details that I drew are not worth me sacrificing the composition for, because it's like if it doesn't work at a graphical scale, it will never work, no matter how many details I add. So I'll sacrifice all of my details to fix a composition at any point. I'd rather have an image that reads well than, you know, I don't know, for me personally, like something that doesn't read well that has a whole bunch of detail.
Yeah. Let's see. Do you teach like tips for acrylic paint? No, we don't.
No. Fundamentals are universal, but we don't teach like medium specific stuff.
Yeah. Have your volume. Thank you. I have your volume 2 book and Christina's ultimate anime character and backgrounds course. Also, I have your pencil course. Where do I start? Do I start with intro to digital art? I guess you can just start wherever. Whatever is most like seamless to you. Like if traditional just seems easier, start with that pencil class. You know, Colton tried really hard with that class. That's totally fine. You can start with anything.
Yeah. Should I start with digital or traditional? It's up to you. I think both. Like, if you want to do digital. But, like, I wouldn't abandon your sketchbook. But it really depends on your goals. It depends on your goals. What do you want to do?
Let's see here. Should I start with digital? Oh, you probably already answered that. Let's see here. I'm quite new to digital art, and I was wondering what inspires backgrounds for your art.
Childhood. Movies, games that I've played, projects that I've worked on.
Yeah.
Stories, mostly.
I think it's just a bunch of different things. Like, we get inspired by unconventional things as well. Colton made this one thing that was like a weird device that was like a water wheel. It was like a medieval torture device or something.
Yeah, the water torture
I thought that was hilarious.
That was fun.
Those are just like random ideas that just kind of spark.
Honestly, a lot of my ideas, like a lot of them, started as demo ideas that I came up with during a student mentorship that I just always liked and came up with later. Like the I died and came to Grim Reaper's assistant.
Yes.
That was a project that I came up with for a student during a mentorship. And then I was just like, I like that project. And so I started it. Or like the medieval torture device, I think that was like a demo that I did for a student a long time ago, and I was just like, I always liked that idea. Not that I ever fleshed it out, but
like, you know, that's where it kind of was born.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take a random shape like a diamond and turn it into a head, but I want to draw it from different angles. How do I rotate such a stylized head? That's a good question. I think like drawing that shape, like, okay, I'm gonna just draw a random diamond shape. Let's say your diamond shape looks like this.
Yeah. You'd need to decide what form it has. A diamond is like a 2D shape.
Yep.
So you would need to build it out in 3D.
Like,
then rotate that 3D form.
Is your diamond shape gonna look like this? Like this is what I'm drawing here is the center line of the head. Is it going to look, you know, bulged out? What's the inner design? Because the inner design is gonna help you with drawing
like the
different
form.
angles. Yeah, the form.
Like, what is the form? Like,
what if your nose was like this? And how does that cross over? Or does it cross over like that, or does it have a lot of bumps and ridges? I don't exactly. I'm kind of going with a very literal design here, so you know, bear in mind with that. And then if I want to draw this from a different angle, like I can think, okay, well now what does the back of my head look? Like, okay, I can kind of see that from a side view. I see this coming out. I'm like, okay, looks like this. Curved nose. Here's the bottom of the chin. And then I'm like, okay, is it flat on the side? Right, I'm still gonna have a little bit of this angle right in here in the side view, but like maybe it won't be as intense. So that just depends on how you want to design the center line. Let's say from the back, like maybe from the top it looks like this. And so this gives you more information on how to design in different angles. Because you're like, okay, now if my head looks like this from the top, that'll give me more information for like the back view.
Yeah, this is form drawing, by the way. Like, this is what we teach in our school. Form drawing is one of the most fundamental principles, like one of the most fundamental skills to develop if you want to create your own characters and worlds. Like, the ability to draw in 3D and imagine, or like, and pull objects into the 3D from 2D. It's super, super, super important, which, you know, most commonly people would know it as perspective. But I find that perspective, the word perspective automatically makes people go, oh, boxes, 1, 2, 3 point. But what it really is it's the ability to sculpt in 3D on your paper, or like build objects 3-dimensionally. Super important to develop that. Everything is going to be in 3D.
Well, like, if you think about it, this can just be a solid shape. Like, I can literally just go in and design a silhouette. That's like, okay, forehead like this, my chin's like this, and I want my chin to be, or my cheeks like this, my chin's going to be very sharp. And this is like my, it did not work. Like, this is my silhouette. So this is the outside design. And then all I have to do is like, okay, where's my center line? How am I going to design this? Does my center line come out like this? Maybe there's like big, like a long nose that will also affect the silhouette. So now I'm noticing that I have a very hooked nose that I can use for different angles. Ears come out like this, you know, that will affect the shape. So you can start off with a shape and add form lines on it. That's actually a very common exercise to do, and we talk about that exercise a lot.
Yeah, it's good exercise to do.
And then you're like, oh, I can have fun with it. So I'm like, okay, let's add some detail. Let's say, oh, large, round eyes, long nose. This is a really messy sketch, but you know, eyes cross over. Like, I think that this is kind of cute. This is how my ear is going to look. Maybe it's like a little bit sharp on the outside, a little bit round on the bottom. And you keep this stuff, these shapes in mind, because if you don't, then you're gonna have same face syndrome, or you're just gonna have like a really weird distorted ear design or eye design that you never really asked for. It kind of just like your muscle memory takes over rather than actually looking at the design.
Yeah. What's better, a pen tablet or display tablet? It's totally up to you. People use both successfully. They have preferences. I'm using pen tablet.
Pen tablet.
Everything I draw with on stream is pen tablet. Christina's using an iPad.
Yep.
And then on my desktop, I have a Cintiq display tablet, which often I'll find I just push to the side and use this because I love both, honestly. They work really good.
Yeah, this you can
the brush, yes, you can get it for free here or in our Discord server. If you type !brush in any channel, you will get the brush.
Yes.
Linky in our Discord.
And so I use this information. Eyebrow, brow area and forehead comes out. Then we got that hook nose, and then we're like, okay, now we can decide the pointy nose. Yeah, oops, not hook nose, pointy nose. And then I was thinking about this as like a hook,
yeah,
but
it hooks up.
Yeah, hooks up. And then I'm like, okay, well, this is my side view for the nose, so I'm going to mimic that. It kind of curls in, and then here's my chin. The back of my head is round because I made it this way in this view. And then here's a shape for my ear. And now it looks like the same character in a different angle. And that's what I look out for. Ooh, that's not good. That's what I look out for.
Is Cintiq worth it, or XP Pen or Huion? They all work good. Huion sent us a tablet a while back. It works really well. It just depends on your budget. It depends on your goals. Cintiqs, they work really good. They're super good. Like, they're great. But are they good to be worth 2 times as much as Huion? Nah, I don't really think so. But I like it. I use it. I use both. Like here, this is a Wacom. This is the Intuos Large. The Cintiq that I use is the 24 Pro, and I like it quite a bit. Huion sent us their Canvas Gen 3 16-inch.
Gen, yeah.
And it worked really good. We used it on stream for a little while, connected it to the laptop, and it was good. The display wasn't as bright as I wish it was, but that was literally the only gripe I had. It worked perfectly in every other way, and that's just because we have blasting stream lights on us all the time, and it's like, you know, it's like using an iPad in the sun or something. It's
yeah.
Like a little bit dimmer than you'd want, but like it's not that big of a deal.
I think we had a question about how to draw heads in different angles.
Yeah. Someone said, are the head sculptures available and for how much? Yes. The head sculptures are available on our TikTok shop, and they are, how much are they?
Like 20 something, a little bit more than 20.
$24.95. So they're like $25. They are on our TikTok shop right here.
Ooh.
That's what they look like.
I love them.
Ooh.
Oh, that's a good
nice
shot.
shadow shapes.
Yep.
Yep.
So yes, these are available on our TikTok shop. You can get them. I'm an animation student turning 3rd year, and I want to change my laptop into an iPad. What is it a great move? I don't know. Honestly, I don't do animation, so I don't know what would work for you. I think don't abandon your laptop. Like, get both the iPad and the laptop and work on both and see what you like better. That's what I would do. I wouldn't completely switch over because, like, maybe you're familiar with the laptop and maybe you end up liking it more.
Could you tell us more about your recent announcement? I don't know if I fully understood it. The challenges. So there's going to be dailies and there's going to be bi-weeklies. So the dailies are going to be a daily image that is posted in the dailies channel, and it's just every single day it gets posted. You can draw it and post it in that channel. Like, it's just something to study every single day if you don't know what to draw. The bi-weeklies, the challenges, are going to be, there's going to be a prompt that gets announced tomorrow, and it's going to be something like, whatever, draw a comic of your character or something, right? And then over the next 2 weeks you work on that, and then at the end of the 2 weeks on Friday, we come on here on stream and we show everybody's comics that they make on the iPad in the Discord, and we have a fun time and we show everybody's comics, just going through them all. And that's basically it.
Yep.
There's going to be submission guidelines and rules for like page number or what you can kind of make it between, and you focus on building your own characters and stories and post them, and then we have a good time and celebrate making, you know,
making awesome art.
Making awesome art.
Yeah, no problem, Crafty. She said she got it. How do you guys draw upside hair? What does that mean, upside hair? You mean like spiky hair that's going up?
Upside hair? Where? Upside hair.
upside-
Upside down hair?
I
Will the heads ever be released on Amazon too? Maybe eventually, but we don't have like an Amazon seller account and everything, so we'd have to set that all up.
upside up. I don't know what that means, unfortunately.
How are you able to draw eyes good? And then someone says, how do you practice facial features? Because I know for myself, I can draw heads, but don't know how to put facial features.
Okay, yeah, I can talk about that.
Yeah, we have a Discord server.
Yes.
You can get the linky on our profile. Otherwise, you can go here and get the invite.
So when I think about features, it's about the proportion of the head. Once again, it depends on what head you are drawing. Like, are you drawing a teenager? Are you drawing an adult? Let's say like you're drawing someone like this. What I look for is, you know, what's the easiest one to find? Generally, that would either be my eyes or sometimes my nose and my brow. And the system that I use is for these heads like this, I will use the eye line because that's generally around halfway on the head. Maybe a little bit lower. So I'll have my head shape, you know, if you're good at head shapes already, you know, you're already halfway there. And so what I will do is I'll immediately try to find my eye line. And my eye line can depend, like, do I want it to be up here? If it's up here, then it's going to look more adult. If it's going to be lower, like lower half of your face, it's going to, you know, maybe your eyes are a little bit bigger. Depends. So what I do is I will start off with an anchor, which is generally my eye line. And generally that is like around halfway on your head for like a realistic person. It'll generally be like here. But for a stylized character like this, it's a little bit lower. Then I find my brow and my nose. My nose will not go past this point. It can go a little bit higher to the eye line or a little bit lower. I would say the safe spot is kind of like this is my limiter, where the jaw starts tapering down. That will kind of be like my limiter. So like I'll place it here and just check, see how it feels. My mouth will not really be down here. It's fine to place it a little bit higher, but like just depends. Generally this and this, if you go halfway, you know, that's a pretty comfortable spot for a mouth, but you can go a little bit higher, a little bit lower. I like to place it a little bit higher, but like that's my benchmark, is I will think bottom of the nose to the bottom of the chin, halfway is around the mouth, and then that can be changed. So I have a base and then I switch. So then my eyebrows, you know, I'll place them about here, kind of around the forehead area, not too high, not too low towards the eyes, because I still want to give myself a lot of room for flexibility. And then my eyes, I like to think of them as a range. So they can either be like this big or really tiny like this, and they would still feel correct. So I'll make it about this big, and I'll like kind of draw a rough shape with what I imagine it to be. And I'm like, does this size look comfortable to me? If so, yes. Okay, then I move on. And I continue. So it's like each step that you're doing for proportions and for the features, you're like doing just really simple marks. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I want my eyes to be about this big, about this far apart. And keep in mind of your center line is really important, because that will show your nose, that will show, you know, how far the distance of your eyes need to be, and how you choose it for it to be. And now I'm like, okay, yeah, let's add in the rest of my eye. Let's add in my eyelid. Let's add in my brow. And so once I've placed my proportional features, I check again. I'm like, does this feel correct? Does this feel like the way I want it to? If so, yes, move on. Okay, let's move on. So like we're just trying to make it so that we're not wasting time. We're not like fiddling with things. We're not like, oh my gosh, I'm just like struggling with this one eye and I haven't even drawn the other eye yet and I still don't even know if this is the right size. Right? So everything is just low risk decisions. And that's what I think about when it comes to features and placing features for heads. And you like detail and stuff. And then what you do is once you find this comfortable situation for your features, you basically just spam it. You draw it over and over. Like let's say I want to draw this character from a 3/4 view, right? I turn like my center line. Keep in mind the center line. It starts to move, and now we start seeing like extra bits, like your nose popping out, your lips popping out. This starts changing. It's no longer the front view anymore. So you're not drawing this, but you are changing the form, right? So here, circle. You know, keep in mind your front view because that gives you information.
Yep, it is Procreate.
Yes, it's Procreate. So here, I'm looking that my center line has moved. So initially, it was directly right in the middle of this circle. When it moves, it is now leaning more towards the far side, which is our left. So I'm like, okay, here's my center line now. And I like to use a mask. And once again, I kind of estimate how far I want my chin to be. So I'm like, okay, I think it's about here based on this version here. Side plane of my head. Here's my jaw. I like to divide this in half, roughly. So that this is my jaw, here is my chin, and then I check. This is where my jaw is. I feel like it's a little bit too long, so I shorten it a little bit. By the way, feel free to interrupt me.
No, I'm just
problem.
just chilling. What's your art station, both of you? I want to be impressed. It's funny.
Sure.
Christina's is just her name.
Yeah.
You can find mine by my name as well.
So I have updated my chin length because I noticed that it was a bit too short, or sorry, a bit too long, and so I changed it. And now I'm like, okay, now based on this head, because I'm kind of drawing this head shape, how does it angle through? Like, does it angle like right after the eyes? If so, yes, let's add in our eye line. I'm gonna guess it's around here because top of my head, bottom of my head, little bit below halfway. That's where I marked it. Okay, everything is form drawing, so it like the proportions just suddenly don't suddenly just change automatically because you changed the angle. Not unless you're like going in extreme angles like this or like this. Like you'll still keep in mind the base proportions, but things will obviously overlap. But like for areas or for angles like this, you'll notice that the proportions are very consistent with each other. So like that to me helps. Okay, got my jaw. Here's the bottom of my nose, because like this gives me an idea of like the relationship. This is where the cheek starts, or the chin starts tapering, not the chin, the jaw starts tapering. Nose, right? Bottom of the nose, bottom of the chin, halfway, my mouth, but I'm gonna make it a little bit higher. Okay, yeah. Is it looking like the person? Yes, it is. It's very, like, high thinking. You're being very aware of your situation and your drawing. So you're not just, like, blacking out all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. Getting better at art is kind of like getting better at not, just like passing out while you make a line.
Yeah.
Like, it's like this very active thinking process that you have to practice a lot. You notice, like, chat, when you're drawing something, you'll have an idea in your mind, and then you'll draw it, and you'll kind of like wake up on the other side of that drawing and be like, that ain't what I wanted to draw.
Exactly. That ain't what I wanted to draw. Like, how did this happen? Or, you know, if you're lucky, you might be like, how did I draw this? It's so good. And then you're like, I have no idea if I could ever do it again.
Yeah, if you're lucky. If you're lucky, you hit the target, and you're like, how did that happen?
Yeah.
How can I make it happen again?
Mm-hmm, exactly. That's how sometimes I feel. I'm like, how did I do that, you know? So, like, here's how you draw head from a front, side. Sorry, not front. Front, 3/4. And these proportions still continue even in a more extreme view. Right? The only difference is that your features starting to overlap each other, and generally one feature will be a bit further away than the others. So if I place this head a little bit further up, notice that the eyes, the brows, and the nose are closer together, but the mouth is farther away.
Mm-hmm.
If
Where's
I'm tilting it down.
Ice Boy Gaming? If you want to know the art stations, I'll tell you in a second.
Yep. You can tell them right now if you want.
You want?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Christina's art station is just her. It's just her name. Here it is.
That's my name.
Art station. And then this is her work on her art station. Stuff like this. She does studies and paintings and all kinds of stuff.
I do a lot of portrait and character stuff.
Yeah. Lots of this kind of stuff.
That's my character. Her expressions.
Whoa. Very sensitive.
Yep.
There we go.
I draw Miki a lot.
That kind of stuff. She draws Miki, Tira, the girls, all that kind of stuff. And there's, there's her work. Just Christina Wu. And you can search, like, art station. You'll find it. And then here's my stuff. I haven't updated. Neither of us have updated very much. But yeah, mostly environment and background stuff. Our station's so slow these days, dude.
Rip.
Crazy.
Probably because of a lot of artwork. I don't know. I don't know how their
this kind of stuff.
He does a lot of backgrounds. This is stuff that he used to do for work.
Yeah, this is my old type of work. There you go. But yeah, you can just look up my name as well. There it is.
I'm glad that you are impressed. So, head, we'll talk about the free rein angle in a bit. So, head going up, you know, same thing with the free rein angle, for example. You'll notice that your eyes, nose, brows are closer together. So, here's your chin. You kind of just like place a point. I like to think about the cranium, right? Like cranium, and then like, okay, well, how far is the chin to the cranium, to the bottom of the cranium? So I'm like, okay, maybe it's about here. So you estimate. It's really handy to have a reference like this just in your hand. So you can get these on TikTok Shop, by the way. Okay. Eyes, I'm going to roughly place it here. Brow, nose. So that's kind of in the upper half of the head. My mouth, this is the bottom of my chin here. Here's my nose, here's my mouth. And, you know, these proportions still work. Halfway. And now you just continue the form drawing. Now these angles are extremely difficult. Like they're just awkward, you know?
Yeah, a lot of questions coming in.
Go ahead.
Trying to improve my background skills. What's your pipeline usually when making background? How do you render like that for the guy beside the girl? You guys are crazy talented. Where can I see your artworks? So Christina's, it's that, and for mine, you can just type that in, those two. Those are our art stations. You can Google those. And then we'll get back to the head demo in a second. Try to background skills. Pipeline is I do a rough sketch. I do a really, really rough sketch. Like, we did this entire piece together on stream live. I did the background. Christina did the characters. And so if you want to go see that, we did that live over the last couple weeks. And it's on our YouTube. We have all of our live streams put up on our YouTube already. Where's the sketch for this?
Oh, I don't know.
The heck
It's
is
in a
my
different
sketch?
file.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it in this
It's
one?
probably in that one.
It's probably in this one. Let's look. I don't actually know where
Wait,
the
is that
sketch
it?
for this one is.
Oh.
No, I don't think so. Nope.
Okay,
Nope.
no, it's not.
Nope. 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 I don't know where it is.
Our files are kind of messy.
But yeah, I didn't really pay attention to my layers in this one. I kind of just painted over the old stuff and everything. But I work like sketch, rough composition, think about my I do a lot of thinking about value grouping and lighting direction, and you know, I set up my perspective and start detailing.
Version of it.
Do you?
Actually, I have the sketch right here.
There's a sketch. That's the sketch I did before stream of what we wanted to make.
Yeah.
That's literally it. It's like, okay, kind of a 3-point perspective, shot, low horizon line. I wanted an archway in the background, and I wanted a girl looking at the sign. Like that was the whole sketch that I made for this piece. Obviously, that's mirrored horizontally, but that was it. And then I kind of like go, where is my lighting? Where's the shadows? Like the building is a cylinder. Yeah, there's like more of the sketch. Where did that come from, dude?
Because you sent me some progress shots so I could put Abby in.
Oh yeah, that's like
Yeah, that's what he
basically
does.
was my sketch.
Yep.
Right. I'm like, here's the architecture. Here's the simple blocky volumes of the shot. I can render a cylinder. I can render a, boxes and.
All he does is think in primitive forms. Like, this
Yeah.
is a box. And it's not a castle, it's a box.
Yeah, I'm literally just thinking in boxes.
Yeah.
Boxes. This is another demo that I did just the other day. This one, it is literally just, I drew a box. Like, I drew a box and I cut a little hole out of it. And then I made some, cuts on the top and stuff. I don't even know if I have that, like... Again, I don't really save my layers very much on stream. Here's another piece that, well, this is Christina's characters, but wherever they are. This is the piece.
This is the rough.
And so in my mind, I'm doing this, right? I've got a strip of light going diagonally. I've got 2 dark silhouettes in front of the strip of light, and then it's dark on bottom and dark on top, and that's it. It looks like a flag or something.
It kind of does. I was like,
Like, if it doesn't work at that stage for me, I won't proceed, because I don't think it's worth finishing a piece that doesn't have like a good, composition, or if I don't think I can figure something out along the way.
Do you usually paint with soft or hard brushes?
Oh, I paint with pretty much all of this I just painted with the basic round. Like, I'm talking Photoshop round brush, not that one with color dynamics, this one right here.
Color
So
dynamics.
I press light and I press hard. That's it. And then I carve. I use the same brush to erase.
To get the sharp edges.
Right. There's my box.
Ooh,
There's the front of my box.
magic.
There's the side of my box. Like, that's how I paint. So I will either draw this or I'll paint it. But I'm thinking the same thing. I'm thinking dimensionally the whole time. And so, like, that's how I painted all this, Like, whatever. I don't even have that.
Ooh.
Then I just clean it up. Like that.
That's
and
how
then
you work fast.
I'll just, mess up my sides a little bit. Carve that out. And there. I don't know. I paint like that. I don't know, like a big brush, and then if I want to chop something, I'll carve. If I want something to be not chopped, isn't chopped like a term? Like, oh, that's chopped.
I think that's like bad or something.
Is that bad?
Is chopped a bad term?
Like that.
Can I see the values? It looks like
Yeah.
you're just playing around with mostly temperature to create dimension.
That's a good observation, because this top one, you can see I value grouped the entire building. I value grouped the entire mid-ground here into basically mostly one value range, whereas this one down here I didn't. So it's a good observation. Here's my little thumbnail, right? This one versus this one. Obviously this is just Noton, so like it doesn't have any like shades or anything, but So yeah, I'm just separating out sides with color on this one. I'm just like playing with it and practicing and whatever.
Means you look bad. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, chopped means ugly. It reminds me of sculpting a lot. It is like I literally think about painting like sculpting. Like I'm just taking form and I'm like, this is the coolest thing to me, right? Is like I just take this. Hold up, let me do this, and I go boop 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 boop. There, I'm sculpting the side, right?
And look, the dark against the light.
I put a dent,
dark.
right? Or I have a circle, a sphere. Everybody loves this one, where you have like a sphere. And let's just say I've got a warm side and a shadowed side. So here's my sphere, right? And then all you do is this, boop, boop, and you like put a dent in it, right? You want another dent? You can do like this. Well, you go like this, right? I think this, and I think this, and I think this. This side is in shadow. This side is getting hit by light. And there's like my dent, right? So I'm just not doing that by drawing it. I'm doing that by painting it. Oops. There we go. And so all of this, I'm painting it, and I'm thinking in terms of that. But anyways, that's kind of like some painting question stuff.
Yeah.
What's better to learn first, anatomy or color theory? It depends on your goals.
Depends on your goals. I would say like learning color theory. It's really hard to learn color theory just by itself. You got to understand or be able to draw dimensionally because that helps a lot with the color theory and the shading and stuff. Like I wouldn't really know how to just practice color theory, but just like without knowing anything, you know?
I would never have color theory alone without, I mean, I guess like maybe those little, no, I would never really practice color theory alone without something else. Like I would be applying color theory on top of an image because like you only see color because of light. Like otherwise it's just dark, right? If you don't see light, it's just darkness and everything is black and you can't see anything. So color really only exists because of light, and light is a three-dimensional object. It hits forms. Light and shadow is created because light intersects a form, right?
Just like this kind of stuff.
And so you'd never really do lighting without perspective or dimensional drawing because that's what creates the light and the shadow and the gradients and the everything. So I would say if you want to practice color theory, do still lifes for sure. Set up a still life and play warm against cool. I teach that all in my class, in my painting class, but that's what I would think. Like, you know, how do you practice color without objects that are lit and have shadows and stuff, other than if it's just purely abstraction? I guess you could practice color theory with like abstraction and shapes.
Yeah, maybe you could.
You know, and lighting classes, yeah, like a bunch of those and all that. Please don't spam.
I can continue my head drawing if you want.
Does drawing have to be practiced for 5 years, or is it just easy? I don't really even understand the question that much. I mean, you do have to practice if you want to get better.
And
5 years is like a very specific amount of time. It's not really...
It's not limited to 5 years.
Like, what is 5 years? Like, how many hours a day? Like, because obviously you're not practicing for 5 years without eating or sleeping. So it's like, you have to actually sit down and practice. You can't just like go into a practice like for 5 years straight. Well, like 365 days a year, 24/7. Like, I don't really know what the 5 years means exactly. It's like
5 years, 8 hours a day.
If you practice 1 hour a day for 5 years, or you practice 5 hours a day for 1 year, it's still like the same amount. How to start a career as a background artist? I don't know. Paint some good looking backgrounds and get hired. I don't really know. Like, you learn perspective and color theory and composition and dimensional drawing and design, like your general fundamentals. It's kind of the same. Like, if you do character character design, it's like you're learning figure drawing and anatomy and character design and color theory and lighting and materials. And if you're doing background art, it's like character design, except you're focusing more on like landscapes and large areas rather than a specific character. So you probably don't really need to learn anatomy or figure drawing if you just solely want to be a background artist. I did concept art for years, and I never even drew people really at all.
Because you were a background artist.
Yeah.
Any tips on locking in on a drawing, in drawing out a story? I don't know. I always get sidetracked, frustrated on my ideas being too much on a character. I would say if you like end up getting overwhelmed, just pick one idea. Pick one idea and roll with it, and full send it.
You do all that and send it into who you want to work for, yeah, or they reach out to you. I've had clients reach out to me and send emails and stuff. But like you can, you know, and especially if you grow a big social media, like you'll get job offers, trust me. Like if you're good, I mean, you can grow a big social media without being like really hireable, because you can just make pretty art that's like really pretty to the masses, but the art directors will go
yeah.
So it's like, I would definitely look into like a mentorship or classes if you're serious about becoming a professional, because you want someone who knows what they're talking about to critique and give you good feedback. Because like what ends up happening is that once you get above the average person's ability to see errors, it'll just be nonstop glazing, like, which is fine. Like they look at the artwork and they see it as perfect. But an average person looking at your art portfolio is not an art director looking at your art portfolio, and you'll be confused for years. You'll be like, why am I not getting job offers? Everybody says my art looks amazing. And then you'll talk to an art director and they'll be like, yeah, your forms are a little bit muddy here, or the design is a little bit strange right there. And like you'll learn very quickly from like a good critique where you have areas to improve. Like there's a lot of people with like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram and different social media platforms who have a very difficult time getting hired, because like a lot of the people who follow them are interested in like really pretty stuff, but then they can't really get hired very easily because they might not be doing the thing that art directors want, or they may be stuck on a plateau.
Yeah.
It depends on the project.
I find it difficult to get the perspective right on eyes and lashes when using extreme or high and low angles. I would say understand that the brow, eyes and lashes. Sphere? What degree are you looking at? Are you looking at it up like this? If so, everything is going to go around this form. So like eyelid, and things as you like look up, will get more and more like a crescent moon shape. So this is like an extreme angle. Like you'll notice it here. Notice how you just only see like the tip of the sphere, and everything's just rolling along that sphere with that perspective. So you kind of end up getting like this tangerine shape. And then the lashes, they radiate outwards.
Like orange slice
Like
shape.
orange slice shape.
Cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. And then the
Isn't
lashes.
a tangerine just a ball?
Well, I mean like a tangerine slice.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, it's like an orange slice or a tangerine slice.
And then you'll get an Among Us nose.
Yeah, Among Us nose. I don't know what was the Among Us nose.
I think that's what it looks like.
Okay. I'll just add
It's like a little A.
A, yeah. Here's the nostrils. This is very difficult. Even I struggle with this, but like for me, you kind of just have to make sure your shapes are correct. So like look at the eyelid. I don't know, it's really kind of hard to see. Rolls around the sphere. And the eyelid has depth. So you'll get this. See? Tangerine slice. Tangerine slice. With lashes, you don't want to go like this, okay? Not unless they're like, I don't know, have extreme makeup on. In fact, eyelashes are more like a strip. You can even see it in 3D models, right? We always think of things in terms of...
you can buy them at the store.
Yeah, you can actually... Yeah, exactly. You can buy them at the store. I like to think of eyelashes like a visor, or like some kind of attachment on top of the eyelid that kind of looks like this, and it curls out. So, whoop, curls out. And of
That's
course,
literally how you like model them as well.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
A lot of people will simplify the eyelashes into just like kind of this little curved half cylinder almost that tapers.
I think I did that with my Ray sculpt. Let me go look.
It's a good simplification.
It's a very good simplification.
And like a lot of like painters literally paint it like that as well. Like you don't really paint individual eyelashes unless you're doing an extreme close up or something like hyperrealism, but painters will literally just do a stroke.
Yeah,
for
like
eyelashes.
you can like vaguely see it in here, but it's like
I can't see it.
okay, it's hard to see. I know that it's there. You can see a little cast shadow there.
It doesn't show up on
It doesn't show up on the camera, unfortunately.
But it's kind of like this.
Oop.
It's kind of like this shape. Not a kitty scene there. You know?
Yeah, like that. And it like fans out. You know, kind of flips around and stuff. So like that's what I use.
It looks like a little thing like that sometimes. And it depends how you want to simplify it.
Yeah. Like you'll even see the anime artists do this too.
When is it time to use warm red and blue on skin? It depends on your lighting situation, and your like color palette that you're working in. I mean, it totally depends on the color palette you're working in.
I don't think it's not necessarily like, oh, when should you use this, because it just depends so much.
Yeah, like I would say warm red and blue on skin. Like
how red, how blue. You
I
know?
would say warm red. Well, if you're doing a study, I don't know, like it's a color theory thing, right? Like next to this, red is going to be warm. Right? Like this is cooler. The red is warmer. So in this case, that's when you would use a warm red, is when this color right here is the warm against whatever other color. And blue, like you would use it when the situation calls for blue. Like I don't really know how to answer that exactly. It's kind of like that would be falling under the category of like color theory.
Well, I think maybe there's some idea of like that skin should have warm reds and blues.
Yeah, but like it depends
But
on
it
what
just
your
depends.
palette is. Like if you're using like the Zorn palette, you're using gray instead of blue.
Yeah.
Because Zorn doesn't have blue in his palette; he just has gray. What are the specific colors in the Zorn palette? It's like yellow, orange, yellow, ochre, cadmium red, and ivory black and titanium white. There's no blue in the Zorn palette, so instead of using blue, you would use gray as your cool.
Like for me here, like I know when I add blue, it's just more of like an actual decision. So it's like, does this environment have blue around it? If so, I will add more blue. But these heads don't have any blue in them. I made them all warm. But here, I made the environment blue. So that means I have blue influence in the skin, and the lights, I decided to make this red.
Yeah.
So
I mean, your warm in this shot is literally blue.
yeah.
Like you can see it's blue. Like that's her warm shadow, and her cool light is also blue. It's just, but this is like a purplish blue.
Oh yeah, I think you picked the wrong color earlier.
It's like
That's
a little
fine.
dot.
Yeah.
So Christina's warms are purple in here, but her warm is orange in here, like in these.
Yeah.
So it depends on like the key that you're working in. I guess key is more lighting. Like it depends on like your color range that you're working in, because color is relative. Your cool would be cool compared to the other colors you're using, and your warm would be warm compared to the other colors that you're using.
This one's a fun one. It's a very, very tiny one, but like I'm also using a lot of blue influence in here. Wait, hold on. I have a monotone color palette. I think it's the word, but it's very gray. What do you mean by so monotone? Do you mean like black and white, or do you mean like you are using a monochromatic, meaning like you're just using blues, you're just using reds?
Yeah, there's like a single color.
Yeah, and you're working with black and white in a single color.
Yeah.
Do you have any tips on how to draw noses? Mine either look too big or too small.
It's really funny because like one of the students in our oil painting class asked the teacher like red's like there's like red's a pretty warm color, right? Or like red's warm, right? And he goes, compared to what? You know, he's like that. It's like,
Yeah.
compared to orange, no, it's it's cooler than orange. So it's like red is warm, but I can assure you, you could make red feel cold in a scene because there's warmer colors that you can compare it to, and then red's the cool. And so like, I would recommend thinking in that way. You go, is this a cool or a warm? And then you go, compared to what? What else am I using?
I think instead of saying red or instead of saying blue, what tone do you want it to be? Do you want it to be a warm scene or a cool scene? Right? Because we don't want it, like, color, it just confuses us. Like, color is like this loaded word that is like, but do I use this specific thing? Do I use that specific thing? Just, is it cool or is it warm? And then that will determine what colors you use. If I want, like, okay, I'll show you a little thing here. I mean, I hope I'll be able to do this. I think I will. So, like, let's say if I have, like, a predominantly warm scene, I am going to use more on the categories of oranges and yellows, you know, because that's my limiter. I'm limiting myself to very warms, which in turn, I will use, you know, ranges of oranges and yellows, and maybe a little bit of like reds if I need it. So let's go in and say, okay, let me think. I need to think of a head. I like using little portraits for this.
I don't think it's a dumb question at all. It's not. It's a great question.
It's a great question. It's just we need to kind of break it down a little bit more than just specific colors, right?
It's a very important fundamental question that everybody should absolutely be asking at some point.
Yeah. So like for me, I'm now going to decide what's my skin tone. And I'm not thinking about like, oh, is it like this peach tone or is this dark? I'm just thinking, what's my value? So my value is going to be, let's say, a medium tone. And it's going to be warm, but it's not going to be as warm as the background. So I'm going to go with something that's a bit more desaturated because that's what I want to go with. And we'll just plop it in. Like, I didn't use any blues. I just used gray. But, like, in turn, it's cooler because of that decision. So, like, okay, I'm going to start off with this gray tone. So this is my starting tone. I'm like, okay, I have my two colors. I have a warm and a cooler color.
It looks a lot warmer to chat than it does to you.
Oh, it does? Oh, crap.
It's because of the dumb camera
yeah.
videotaping the screen.
Yeah. So I'm not thinking about, should I use red or should I use blue? I'm thinking warmer or cooler. Do I want my shadows to be warmer now? Yeah, that could be kind of fun. So maybe I'll go with more the saturated orange. But I'm not thinking about color. I'm thinking about what direction do I want to take this. So like maybe my shadows will be this kind of like vibrant piece. And now because we added this vibrant, like warm, this feels cool now. So like this feels much cooler than it was before.
And you can emphasize that by putting highlights on the face and like putting the lit planes on the face of a cool as well.
Yeah.
Like you could take, say for example, you could take this, you could take it up to cool, and that would be a cool. Because it's gone more gray, and this is very, very orange. There you go.
Like a little specular, like that. But I'm not thinking in terms of blue or specific colors. I'm just thinking in terms of temperature and value. Like, do I want this to be this saturated? Maybe not. Maybe I'll just like dim it down a little bit. But like, I still want the relationship and the shape to be there. But I do like that vibrancy.
Is it better to pick a reference or take your own colors if you want to replicate the reference? You mean like color pick yourself instead of eyedropper? Yeah, color picking yourself is going to make you consciously decide what's the hue, what's the value, what's the saturation. Like you're going to consciously pick all three of those. If you color sample, you're not learning anything.
Yeah.
You're not really learning anything unless you're like specifically paying attention, but like pick your own color and then make a guess. Go, I think it's that color. I think it's this color.
Yeah.
Like you look at it. For example, like if you're looking at something in real life, right?
That's pretty.
And you have this color here, right? And here's my color picker. I'm going to make a guess. Like I'm going to go, it looks red. It looks like a cool-ish red. And it looks you know, even cooler than that. And so I'll take a guess and I'll go, maybe it's sort of like this, right? And then I'll look at it and I'll go, it feels a little bit warmer than what I picked. So maybe I'll just come a little bit more saturated and up. Yeah, that's pretty close.
Getting warmer.
Right? And then I'll pick this and look, I'm quite close. And so you do that with real life too. You look at something in front of you and you go, you know, oh, that's kind of like that's coolish yellow, or it's a this, and you take your first. Our oil painting teacher always said you take your first best guess and you put it down, and then you look and you compare and you go, is it warmer or cooler than what I'm looking at? Is it lighter or darker? And is it more or less saturated? And then you take your second guess and you're going to be closer. And within 2 or 3 guesses, you're going to be almost spot on with what you're looking at. It's a very efficient system. Digital artists, traditional artists. In Ahmed Al-Duri's class, he exactly did that. He takes his guess and then he goes and adjusts and takes another guess. And then Lemler, oil painter, takes a guess, adjusts, takes another guess. And you'll get really, really good at like identifying colors and having just a couple of guesses.
Well, I think another thing that's interesting is the colors start working for you. Like you start saying, oh, to cool it down, I'm going to use this. And like you're not thinking about the specifics, but you're thinking about how could I cool this down now? Should I add a bit more gray? That could be an option. Should I use a bit more ultramarine blue? I feel like the traditional art is actually really great for learning some color theory and color temperature. And it helped me a lot. Because like I will think in terms of that. Like I'll think in terms of, oh, this to me is a mixture of a bit of burnt umber, which is a very like dark and kind of coolish, maybe like a bit of like an orangish brown. It looks like this. So like I will think, okay, I'm using this color of paint. Oh, how do I let me think. Yeah, so like I'm using this skin tone is like a mixture of this with a bit of burnt sienna to make it a little bit warmer and a bit of white to desaturate and also lighten it. So like that's going to be my color choice. That's how the process goes in my head. Oh, if I want to take this bright blue, for example, as like my light, I'm thinking, okay, I'm definitely going to add white, and this blue kind of looks like a bit of cerulean blue. So I'm going to mix those two together and place that on here. That's what I think about too. Like this red here, or this like really, really intense color. I'm thinking, okay, that's probably cadmium orange, which is a very, very warm orange, mixed together with a little bit of burnt umber to get this result. But all I'm doing is I'm thinking warm, cool it down a little bit, darken it a little bit, and I'm using those specific colors for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I do notice that a lot of people also like to start with a tone in their paintings. Like they'll just start off like with a generally cool or warm tone, and that helps them to get like a relationship started. Oh, that's fun. Leading line, hi leading line guy again. Real quick, can I ask why leading lines are so effective in composition?
They tell you where to look.
Mm-hmm.
Leading lines tell you where to look. They bring your eye in and direct you. So it's like, imagine you want to go to the store and you don't know where it is, and someone literally points at it. A whole bunch of people point at it. Everybody points at it. Mm-hmm. You're like going to the store and you're like, I don't know where the store is, and everybody you pass is like this.
Yep.
That'll help you find it real fast.
What I notice with heads in this kind of angle is that our instinct wants to go with this, but our eyesight is actually telling us something different. You can actually see the size of your face right here. And so that's actually a really key important part for drawing these angles, is that it looks like this. So rather than a square that's like completely flat and even, it's actually, here's one side, here's the front side, here's the side. They actually taper in, so you actually see like a box that looks like this. Which I think is just mind-boggling, because that's why it's so difficult for people to draw heads in this angle. they taper, and people don't notice it. They always focus on like, oh, the eyes, the features, you know, but then they don't notice the chiseled area right in here. So like when I block this in, I'm thinking, okay, this chisels in, this chisels in, and therefore that creates a narrower, like this goes back in space, this goes back in space. And so I'm starting to get a much more accurate shape because I'm thinking about that, right? This rolls around, like that's why we added the guidelines in here, so that you can see here's how it comes up, goes around, walks around, and goes back down. And we want our eyes to follow that same pattern. And so that's why these angles are so tricky. And then here you got, you know, your chin, which is also a very tricky shape. It's like it can either kind of range from like a diamond shape or like a more trapezoidal shape, depending on your face shape. And then you add in your ears. Your ears will be on the bottom in this view. And then you got your nose, your eyes. And as I mentioned earlier, with these angles, like you really see the curvature of the sphere going upward. Your nose is not your nose, your mouth is farther away than the other features. And that also curves upward. So like all these features are following the same perspective. If we have a mouth that is, you know, for some reason we're looking down at, like this, breaking the perspective, right? Or we're doing this. You know, here's the bottom lip, here's the top lip, here's the bottom lip. Like that's breaking the perspective. So we want to roll it around like this. This is an upward facing curve. Here's our top plane. Here's our bottom plane. Even the bottom plane shows that upward curve right in here. So like that's how you can get and place these features in a more convincing way that don't feel out of place. It's following the perspective. And I find that drawing boxes helps a lot. Like just thinking in terms of like, okay, if I put a box around this, what would this head look like? It would kind of look like this. And yes, we are married. It would look like this. And so my head has to fit this vibe, this perspective. It may not be the most accurate, but like it gets the job done. And then you can have him looking down at you like a psycho. And there you got a head from the top. I mean, from below. You looking up. How was Hoppers, by the way? It was actually good. I enjoyed it.
Pretty fun.
Oh, that's a fun study. Oh, we lagged. We're frozen.
Did we?
Yeah, we're frozen.
What's going on?
I don't know. Uh-oh.
Our normal camera is fine. Let me do this.
Nope, we're frozen. Can y'all hear us?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Okay, we're back.
We're back.
Hey, we're back. Oh my gosh, that scared me.
I don't know why it froze.
Oh, that scared me for a second.
Yeah, this is a little study of the wall next to us.
It was frozen for us, but we were worried.
Was it never frozen for you guys? You're not frozen?
You guys are good? Ginny says, okay, good.
Okay.
I was scared. I was like, ooh. Where did you get the head model? Well, I'm so glad you asked. We actually sell our head models on our TikTok shop.
Yep.
So you can get a set of 2, which is the...
There it is. Oh, we're frozen on
we're
ours.
frozen. Okay.
There's no way. That head is frozen on there, right?
Yeah.
Here, let me do this. What is this? Face cam, this. Let me... Oh, I know. Deactivate, activate. Let's see if that works.
Oh my gosh, feel naked. Camera pointing at the iPad, that's the one that's frozen.
Hello?
What a weird technical difficulty. At least we can get a better look at the head while it's frozen. But yes, you can get these on our TikTok shop.
It doesn't want to come back on.
Uh-oh. I have to turn our camera off.
Hopefully we don't have to restart OBS because that'll probably end the stream.
Ew.
I have no idea why it's doing that.
Well.
Transform.
Okay, the camera's back on.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Oh,
there it goes.
Yay, we're back. Yippee.
We just had to deactivate it and reactivate it. But there's the heads.
Yeah. There's the heads. We hand draw our eyes and the lines on these, so they're really fun. This is like our little passion side project. It's feeling rebellious. Yes, it is. It's feeling rebellious. Yeah, that's how I think about drawing heads in different angles. It's this plane right in here. And like you can even see it in the 3/4 view. Boop. And that's why jawlines are actually really hard too, because people think that jawlines are like a square or like some kind of like triangle that like for somebody doesn't want to behave, but it's just because you got your front plane facing this way, and then you got the back plane, and then you got your jaw plane kind of going back in space, so people don't really get that part right. But like that's totally understandable. Totally understandable. How do you make mouths look good? What kind of mouths do you want to draw? Because mouths are kind of hard. Like, you either end up getting like sausage lips like this, and make things really graphical, or you make something that ends up like looking really stiff, and they're like, you know, just really static. You know, you get this kind of stuff. So what kind of mouths do you want to draw?
I'm just doing my little micro study here.
Can't really find my art style. I've been so consistent over the years. That is completely normal. The thing about consistent art style is the fundamentals. So if you want to get a more consistent art style, you have to develop it through a lot of experience and through a lot of like understanding perspective, dimensional drawing, lighting, because style is just kind of like how you interpret the fundamentals, like what he's doing right now, you know, understanding light and dark, color theory, all that stuff. And then you choose how you want to stylize. So I think a lot of people think that style is just this innate thing that you somehow figure out later, but it's not. You can actually build it. For me, I get a lot of people saying like, how did you find your style? But like, I didn't really try to find my style. All I did was I learned from people, and that contributed to my style. I learned the fundamentals, which helps me to upgrade it, and then I just learned from how other people did certain things. How did they simplify eyes? How did they simplify noses? And then you kind of just like add on as you continue drawing. So don't worry too much about it. I know it's really tempting to, you know, find that identity and stuff, but like your style will always be you, and it will still develop over the years. You know, I would say have more consistency in the fundamentals, because that's easier than trying to switch styles every now and, you know, every time that you draw. That's my take on it. You know, that's my experience as well, like finding a style that worked for me. Most of the time I don't even think about it. I just decide what I want to do, and I just use the tools like the fundamentals to help me with stylizing things. Like for instance, I think here, like I can do an anime style like this if you want to share my screen.
Sure.
Like I can do anime styles like this with, you know, nice lighting, cute characters and stuff. Or I can go with something that's a bit more stylized and realistic. Where is it? Right in here. Right? But like I can play with that because I understand I understand the head planes. I understand the dimensional drawing of heads. I've done so many head portrait studies and so many like skull drawings and a lot of like Asaro head studies that this helps me. So like I can switch from more realistic to something more anime. But they're all the same. But I'm not like stressed about, oh my gosh, like, you know, I gotta find my shading style, I gotta find this, gotta find that. It's just, okay, I understand rendering faces. Now, how do I want to simplify this? Do I want to go with really simplified shadows, or do I want to go with more detailed lights? But like, you don't really get to that point, or it's really hard to be able to change it at will unless you learn the fundamentals. Well, you know, which is what we teach in our anime art school and stuff. Dolly says, I sent you an updated maze.
Oh, nice.
Nice. I have a question. It's easier to draw in a drawing tablet that has a display or one that doesn't have it. I want to buy one, but I'm not sure.
It doesn't matter actually. It's whatever you're more used to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not using a display. None of this stuff that I do. Oh, there it goes. It's starting to take on that kind of photo-ish quality.
People are like, what? That's a
everything I do is all of this on stream. I do on a non-display tablet. And then everything in my personal portfolio was done on a Cintiq. So I use both. Like I switch back and forth. I spent hundreds, no, literally thousands of hours on one of these, and I've spent thousands of hours on a Cintiq. So back and forth is just like very little.
Yeah, I'm gonna BRB.
Very little. Oh, I've changed my tablet screen. There it goes. Yeah, I'm just doing a little study of this, what I'm looking at on my left. I'll show you guys what I'm looking at here. This is what I see next to me. Hold up. There. I'm just like glancing over and looking at it. So there's what I see. And here's what I've been painting. What's my background? What's my layers? This is my layer. This is my layer. What a phenomenal drawing, right, chat? This is layer 2. This is layer 1. Or you mean like the big ones like this? Very similar. I saved layers for chat, but this is a layer. Because I decided I wanted to destroy the castle.
No, the castle.
Wait, that's not the castle. That's McDonald's. Yeah. I don't think that much about layers unless I have to save my layers for I don't even want that. Client reasons.
Client reasons. Got cat hair on this gummy.
What doesn't have cat hair on it at this point, dude? Let's go here, and there, and then we'll just do this little bit brighter there, a little bit more saturated there. I just do a lot of these micro studies. Like, you want to get good at color, do little mini studies like this. Don't just from observation, look over, try to understand the world and go, why does that look like that? Why he look like that?
Why you looking at me like that?
Yeah, like this one, this is really, really white light. Like, honestly, all of our stream lights are very white. There's a lot of lights. You get double, triple shadows here. Like, I'm getting multiple layers of shadows here. Like,
oh,
that.
yeah, you are. Getting a lot of, like, double shadows.
Yeah, and I'm getting, like, a lot of these kind of sticky, downy bits from this here. So it'll be like that. It'll be like that. It'll be like that.
Oh.
There's like it's almost like this echoing effect.
Echo.
Which is like, oh, you know Toby's original name was Echo?
Yes, and
they thought it was a girl. And I'm like, this ain't a girl. And they're like, well, that's what it says on the paperwork. And it's like,
no, the boy.
Bro is not a girl.
How did we find out that he was a boy?
We looked. I don't know, dude. We carried him around for an hour as he tried to escape.
Yeah, that's true. He was an escape artist.
Oh, yeah.
And now he's all gentle. Now he's a gentle giant.
Giant, you can say that again. He is a giant, dude.
So lighting is all one layer?
All of everything I'm drawing right here is a one layer.
I would say if you want to work safely, separate your layers, like separate your lights and your darks in a different layer. We generally work with one layer because we're lazy.
I've been doing this for a long time. You can use as many layers as you want. I will create a safety layer every time that I make something new. It's like a safety net, right? It's like it is a safety layer. That's literally what it is. And if I'm not confident about something, I'll do a safety layer, but I don't really have trouble repainting something if I mess up. It's just if I don't want to waste time mostly.
Do you have any tips for understanding shadows and lights better?
Yes. I mean, I teach it in my class, but light travels in a straight line. And it's actually pretty simple, right? Light is three-dimensional. It has an X, Y, and Z direction, right? It has an X, Y, and Z direction. So if I have a light bulb right here, it travels out of this light bulb in a straight line in every direction, right? And if I have an object right here, kitty. If I have an object right here, light is going to travel out of this object, out of this light bulb and hit this object, right? And so the light is right here in X, Y, and Z. It has an exact XYZ coordinate.
As a
And it's going to come out of this location, and you're going to get a triangle, and it's going to look like this. And your triangle is going to, you're going to connect it to the ground. So your light bulb, you're going to go zoop, connect it to the ground, and you're going to draw out through your object. And then it's going to come down like that. And your shadow will be, I'm simplifying this a bit, but your shadow will look like that. If there was a light right here, if there was an object over here. Oh, she's so sweet.
So sweet, baby. Unfortunately, I'm not a good
it
angle
would
where you
go
can show her.
zoop, you know, through your object and come down zoop, like that. And your shadow would look something like that. And if I had this, try it. Seriously, build this in Blender. See if I'm wrong. I mean, I'm not drawing very good lines right now, but like comes out, comes down. Here's your shadow. It looks kind of like that. That's a point light. So light travels in a straight line. It has an exact point in space. And I just run those calculations in my head when I'm doing stuff, right? Obviously, this is like a little study of whatever's next to me on the table. But like that's basically what's going through my head. We got a little tiny gradient here. Little tiny gradient here.
Gradients are great.
I see a gradient here.
You want your drawings to look instantly good, add some gradients.
Yeah, I learned this from Craig Mullins in a class that I took from him. Add a gradient, but add the gradient not up and down or left and right. Add it at an angle, at a dynamic angle. So many cat hairs in the air, dude.
Yep. Bye, Lau.
Bye-bye. There's no camera for the cat, really. There's kitty cam over there. She's right there. Nope. Yep,
she's right
that's
here.
the cat.
Yep. Not a very flattering angle, unfortunately.
So this little study that I did, that's all. I'm just looking for hard and soft edges. I'm looking for that kind of stuff. And I see like a little, let me look at this. See, this is where it would have been good to keep my this is where I'm wasting time.
How much cats do you have?
3.
Three little cattens. I love walking around the desk, do you, kitty? What do you think about Clip Studio Paint? Is Photoshop your preferred application, or is it industry standard?
Clip Studio Paint's great. I can't press Control Hide because that will create a highlight on TikTok. So I kind of got this.
You hide your selection.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have this little like metal thing inside of this. I don't think it's metal actually. I think it's like the filter. And so it kind of looks like that inside of there. And I have like a little tiny like highlight on every one of these, kind of like this.
So notice that when Colton's doing something like this, he doesn't go into detail straight away. He's going to detail right after he did a lot of big decisions. So that helps with making art faster.
Yeah, it kind of works. Kind of looks like a little see-through thing. I teach this all in my painting class, by the way. I do a lot of studies. I even broke down a space heater in my painting class.
Yes. Kitty, you have to leave. Right here. Space heater.
I turned a space heater into a ball and then painted it and explained the materials and the process and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. So he's doing exactly that in with this air purifier.
Yeah.
By the way, our class is actually 20% off right now.
Yep. Anime Art School is 20% off for the spring sale.
Mm-hmm. So if you like our teaching style and you want to actually learn how to get better at art in an anime style, this program might be great for you. So you can check it out.
What is this, dude? It's like...
Oh, I'm so sorry, Duff Pappy. That's horrible. I hope that she feels better.
What's going on? Because I've been doing one that... Oh, wow. I'm very sorry to hear that. That sucks.
That does suck.
Hope that all goes well.
Yeah. Do you have painting classes? Yes.
Yes. In my anime art school class, I have a 14-week painting class that I teach pretty much everything I know about painting, light, color, composition.
Mm-hmm. He does stuff like this, still lifes as well.
Yep, I'm literally doing a little just mini micro study here. And then what I would do is I'd basically just make it so if you could ride these lines without too much. What
you doing? Oh.
Yep, I have a painting class and I can show you some work from that.
Yep.
One sec. I just want to clean up this line really quick. Doesn't that feel better?
That does feel better.
I feel like we get a tiny bit more saturation in here. It make it a little bit interesting. That's fun.
Mm-hmm. So this is stuff in his painting class. Teaches you how to calculate cast shadows like this. Basic primitive forms because that helps you with the painting.
Mm-hmm.
He teaches you once more like color as well.
Yup.
Point
if
light.
you notice with those blocks, the top one has a single light source. The bottom one has 2 light sources. So we have double shadows.
Mm-hmm. This one right here.
Yep. Double shadows. And then I teach you how to do stuff like this. This is all from imagination, by the way. Like I teach you how to light objects from imagination. Mm-hmm. And we do a bunch of still lifes and color studies and stuff as well. But like this is like industrial design, half to black, like rendering, matte surface rendering stuff. Mm-hmm. And then later on in the class, we go through materials.
Mm-hmm. Materials.
Environments, coloring things, thinking about your light sources and shadow colors and stuff. Still lifes, we do a lot of still lifes, or a couple of still lifes, but I break them down and do them step by step. This is another still life. I teach you how to break down materials and think about it. The material in that's actually pretty simple. Like it's really not that hard. And then we do environments and
paintings.
A very big class.
Yeah.
It's more than 36 hours long.
I will cover on how to make mouths look good if you want to finish your explanation.
Yeah. Materials, huh?
Mm-hmm.
If I were to try, I'm going to butcher this because I don't really have a good reference, but...
Yeah, we'll try.
Zoop.
Metal.
Right? We would get this, and then we would have like a reflection over here. And we probably have this coming over here. And this coming over here. And we'd probably have like maybe a dark right here. We'd probably have a
where can I get access to the painting classes? Do you have any
highlight
link?
here.
Yes,
Yeah.
we do. Show real quick. This is it.
Yep.
This is a class in our anime art school, which is basically like a college alternative for learning art.
Yeah, it's a big online art program. There's 7 different classes. Mm-hmm. My painting class is one of them. Mm-hmm. I also teach the perspective class. Christina has an anatomy and figure drawing class. There's a clothing and costume drawing class. There's heads, faces, and expressions class.
It's currently 20% off. Yes, it's very, very big. The code is spring at checkout. So get it while you can while it's still discounted.
Can you bring up that study I did again?
Yes. There we go.
Nice. Okay, so the inside was silverish. I was wondering about that. So yeah, this is going to be like a grayish, and we're probably going to have something like this, and then we'll have a highlight inside, and it'll probably look something like that, and we'll have a highlight right here, and we'll have a highlight right here along the edge. This will get really bright because it's metal, bright because it's metal, and then this is going to reflect the desk.
You know what I just realized?
And then this is all going to get blended together because it's, what?
I think a lot of people get muddy colors because they treat it like they treat rendering like metal.
Yeah.
A lot of really high contrast lights and darks.
And then we can just we'll use the shadow of this one and kind of do the same thing. So something like that. So there's like a very basic like copper kind of primitive form, right? And then we're going to get a shadow behind it on the wall. And it's probably going to look something like, I don't know. I'm just doing this from imagination, so it's not completely accurate. We're going to get double, triple shadows, just like all the other stuff. lights are above it, it'll probably go down there or something like that. We'll get this around here. Obviously, I'm just demoing really fast.
It looks really good.
This is not how fast I would go in like a class.
Yeah, you take it nice and slow.
Yeah,
carefully.
I explain everything and go slow and carefully and any relevant things. And we tons of demos, like tons and tons of demos.
But
right?
I think the majority of our classes is basically just a bunch of demos.
Yeah.
Because you kind of learn by doing, you know.
Yeah. And so I'm probably going to get some more saturated, like vibrant kind of deep oranges and stuff in here. I think that would be pretty. I will go maybe something like that, right? So I'll kind of like render a little like copper cup or something, right? And let's see how that worked before. I like that one better.
Yeah.
Okay. We can fix the ellipse on this. We can fix the shape a little bit. We can bring the ellipse back down. You know, maybe something like that. It also bulges just a little bit, so we'll just bulge it on the sides as well.
That's fun.
There. And then we're gonna get the dents in it, right? And so again, like the dents go like this, right? And like this, and like this. And so when this is metal, this is going to reflect the ground. This is going to reflect up because, you know, we're getting a mirror this way and we're getting a mirror this way. And this one points down and this one points up. So we're just going to go, you know, let's make a new layer just so we can turn it on and off. Up, down.
Ooh.
You know? Are the dents lined up or are they in rows? I don't remember.
I think they're in rows. I don't really know though. I always thought they looked kind of like random. Trypophobia
Right?
warning.
Up.
Trypophobia warning.
Down. And this will reflect the table.
Oh yeah.
This. Right? And then this, of course, goes around a cylinder of this. That's like a barrel shape, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so right here, we'll get like this kind of down, up. Maybe like that.
Ooh.
Up, up, up,
Very similar to
down,
actually like rendering
down,
eyes.
down. Yeah, I'm just like thinking about this form here.
Yeah.
Up. You know, we can put like scratches and stuff on it if we want. It is similar to rendering eyes.
Because there's like a shadow side and a reflective side and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Kind of like
Looks
this.
good.
Of course, I'm totally doing this without a reference, so it's not quite accurate, but this is the general idea, right? Like dents. And these dents go around, and then the ones back here are probably going to end up being like, whatever, this,
Wow.
like that. And then we're going to have sort of maybe like that. And then these look up. Did y'all ever draw those like letters in school where you draw like, you know, an A and you're like this?
My aunt has that cup. That's fun.
It's an alcohol cup.
I think it's like a mojito cup or something. I
Yeah.
don't
Like
exactly
A,
know. Whoa.
you know, B.
Whoa, just materialized out of thin air.
Like B. Did you ever do this in like school? B, you know, C, and you're like, okay, so it kind of goes like this, or like this, and up and around. C.
Oh my goodness.
Like, did y'all ever try to do this, or am I crazy?
I never.
You're
did
drawing the
that.
shadow, right? The light's coming from the left, and you're drawing the shadow. Like, I did this all the time when I was in school because I was so bored. I would write like whole sentences like this.
That's so fun.
Like that. C, D,
Drawing cash shadows. That's why it's hard.
like that. Like, yeah, this is cast shadows, right? There's A, B, C, D. That's what I would do in school. And that's what I'm thinking here, right? I'm just drawing the area pointing down and the area pointing up. It's very similar to me in my mind. Like, I'm going, okay, that's pointing up. Of course, I'm drawing over a curved surface, right? And we got
Can I master magic?
whatever. Like,
Whoa.
There's like a little imaginary, I don't remember what those are called. These things,
those
right?
cups.
And then, you know, this comes out and it goes down, up,
And around. I don't know.
boop, boop,
Ooh.
like that. And then it's like reflection, reflection, doot, doot. You know, maybe something like that. This has got a little reflection on the back. It's like a strip, right? Essentially something like that.
Witch. Yep, he is a witch. Wizard at art.
Right? There's our cup. There's the dents. And that's how I would think about it. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
It's primitive form rendering. And like I'm using my observational skills and I'm using my understanding of form. I'm like looking at the object and I'm understanding what's going on. And like I'll see a little tiny highlight here. And then I'll see like a dark area, like quite a dark area, like here. And I'll go, okay, it's on a cylinder. I'm drawing around the form. If I wanted to add texture to this, I get textures and highlights and shadows. So if I wanted texture, I could find like a something with a texture. Let me look. This.
Ooh.
Right? Like more texture or less texture. If I wanted to add a dent to it, all I would have to do is kind of just mess up the surface.
Little scratches.
I know there's a dent. You know,
Yep.
there's a dent in it. Someone punched it. The cat ran into it. I don't know.
I think when adding texture, one of the things I always mistook, is I would add texture to everything. And most of the time when it comes to adding texture, you either choose, like, do you want to have texture in the light or do you want to have texture in the dark?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just choose one or the other.
And
Kitty?
texture, you're stepping on my thing again.
I'm sorry, Kitty. But
Texture shows up in highlights and core shadows mostly, and around silhouettes and stuff, depending on how like big the texture is. But like, texture shows up in highlights and cores. Like you can get away with a lot just by doing that.
That's really cool. Hated those, could never get those right. Oh, those letters. I don't even remember having to do that assignment.
Assignment? I never
that
did it
assignment?
as
Oh, you
an
just did it for
assignment.
fun?
No, I just did it for
Oh.
fun.
That's fun.
There's my little like study of the corner for some reason.
If the person is still here, I can talk a bit about how to design good mouths. Well, even if you're not here, you can check our YouTube VOD and find
yummy.
it. Yeah. So, if you want to make mouths look good, understand that they are, once again, forms, right? When you feel around your teeth, like you feel a curve. You feel that nice curve. And so when you're drawing mouths, always understand that that wraps around a cylinder. So even with an anime style mouth, you are still wrapping over a form. You will see it in here, for example. Like even if you indicate it with like a little dot, that dot is still on a form. And I like to use like cylinders for this. So like here's an anime mouth. Anime mouths are basically just a simplified version of a real mouth. So like understanding the upper lid. Kitty, you just put her by the tower or something. Yeah. Yeah. So here we got a little bird's nest. We got a bird. Oh, thank you.
No, she came right back
She
over.
came right back over. Yeah, just entertain her while I'm explaining this. So lips are like this. You have corners of your mouth. Your lip line is like a little M. This goes down, and this dips down. Then you have your upper lip, which mirrors this shape. In fact, this upper lip is what causes this line. Upper lip, here's the form of the lip. Lower lip is a much simpler curve. Much simpler form. Looks like a donut. So anime mouths is just this, but like simpler. So like some people would design their mouths like having a little gap. Like this. or just two little dots like that, right? They're all just showing the corners of the mouth or something in between. Same thing with like lower lip. Oh yeah, here's my lower lip. Here's what the highlight. If I want to shade like really nice, like, I don't know, mommy lips or something, I think, okay, lip line. Generally, they're going to be a bit more realistic. I'm going to add gloss. And the gloss is just going to be mimicking my upper and lower lip. But notice that even when I'm drawing in different angles, I'm still thinking about the form of the mouth and how it's wrapping over a cylinder. And now when I want to draw, you know, mouths that are open, I think in terms of shape design. So like with open mouths, you think about the corners of the mouth like a perspective grid. So connect the dots like this, you know, upper lip or upper mouth, lower mouth, and your corners of the mouth will generally line up if you want like it's symmetrical. So here it stretches. Right, here's your upper lip, here's your lower lip, and it stretches in between. And you'll generally get upper lip, lower lip, teeth, and that wraps around a cylinder. Teeth, wraps around a cylinder. Tongue on the inside. But like all of these are also graphic shapes, so you're also designing the shapes inside. When you want it to look good, it's not just about like it looking correct, it's also about designing and making sure the shapes work really well together. So like, you know, shouting mouth, it's this shape. It's like a rubber band, right? Think of mouths like a rubber band. You can like have all these little points that you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to make a mouth that's like this. And here's someone being snarky. You're like, huh? You know, that's like when your lip is lifted up and it creates this shape. When you have a rubber band and you're going like this, it's this shouting shape. And my iPad's tweaking. There we go. But here's a corner of the mouth. Lines up. And then what I like to do afterwards is I start thinking abstractly, like, oh, how do I want the expression to look for the anime mouth? I will generally have like, you know, some kind of area that's thicker or thinner and then thicker again. You know, that's a really cute looking mouth.
Wait, didn't Fox want to learn about proportion?
Oh, yeah.
Fox, are you here? Probably not. She was probably went away. She used her sad fox emoji.
Oh, sad fox emoji. Oh. I also like to add a little wiggle in the mouth like this. But like they're all coming from the same base, which is realistic mouths, right? Where's a yellow basket for the pen? What does that mean? Let's see here. I like using like little V shapes for mouths as well. Or like something that's a bit more seductive and sly. Have you guys worked in animation industry? Reminds me of lip syncs.
No, I haven't worked in animation.
I never worked in animation. I find that the mouths are really fun when you just think of them like just shapes. You just like draw a random shape and you like try to put a mouth in it. So like it could be as dumb as this, or something that's kind of dynamic, like this. And you're like, you know, what excuse can I give it? You know, maybe I will say this is a 3/4 mouth. And there's like someone that's kind of talking like this. And so you're just filling in the blanks with your imagination. And you know, that looks like a mouth, right? It has teeth, it has a tongue. You know, this one right here can have like sharp teeth that's facing upwards because it's you're looking up at a cylinder. Upper lip, lower lip. This one can be like, just a kind of interesting shape. Maybe this one has like their tongue out or something. And that could attribute to the shape. It's kind of fun. There we go.
It could even be like a twisted tongue, like.
Oh yeah, like, I don't know. Yeah, like that. That's good. That's fun.
Can you twist your tongue? Like,
I can't.
Chat, who here can twist their tongue?
Can you twist your tongue?
No, I can't. That's like one of the main things. That's like the number one thing I actually can't do. I've never learned how, or I couldn't figure it out.
Both ways.
I didn't try that much, but I could never figure it out.
I don't know. I don't even know if I can even do it right. Haven't reached the facial expressions lessons yet, so these are nice to study right now. Ah, awesome. You're gonna really like the expression class, or expression part of the class. It's really fun. And you know, I also look at my own face. I'm like, you know, if I want to cringe, I'm like, and then I feel like my mouth. I'm like, okay, it's like wider on the sides, and like it kind of closes in in the center, and like I just designed that shape to make it feel like it's cringing. Ew. And then you have, and like I find that when I have eyes that are flat on the top and curling up, that also shows disgust. So like here's Miki cringing.
Painting with my mouse again.
And she has like these little lines to show that she's really disgusted by what she's seeing. I have no idea what she's seeing. She's like, ew. Like that. There's Miki cringing. Maybe I'm just hypermobile. Maybe so. I love how you guys explain things that actually make sense. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
We spend a lot of time teaching and trying to make things clear. Guys.
Yeah.
We found out another way to teach forearm muscles. And it's with crossed legs.
Crossy legs.
Crossy legs.
Oh, it's so smart.
So
Christina
smart.
came up with that.
I did.
She was teaching in class, and all of a sudden she was like, you know what this looks like? Crossy legs.
Yeah, legs crossed. Like one leg over the other. So if you're like always struggling with forearms and like placing the muscles and stuff, when it's pronated like this, which is your palms are facing down, there's a twist. So one leg, so you have like
draw
two
the
groups.
legs.
Okay, I'll draw the legs. Oh, you want me to draw legs on here?
No, like
okay.
separately.
Separately, okay.
So people can see it.
Okay. So this is what your forearm muscles do. Here are your legs. When your arm is facing this way, where your palm is facing up, they're facing together like this. You have two muscle groups for the forearms. And then when you rotate it, one will go over the other. Like this. So when you're twisting your arm like this, you'll have a side that's facing up and a side that's facing down. And you'll kind of get this kind of gesture in here. And it looks really nice. Like you'll even get like a bit of hip action in here. Now I'm exaggerating this a lot, but I think that's kind of cool. Let me see.
You don't have enough space.
I don't.
Make a new layer.
Yeah.
It'll work better. The crossing legs thing is huge. Like,
yeah.
For me at least. I think it works really, it's like really smart.
So palms facing up, supination. Two muscle groups are split together evenly, like this. Palms facing down, your arm is twisting over. One of the muscle groups will overlap the other, like this. Crossy legs. That helps me a lot actually, because it sucks strong forearms.
And where are the legs at?
Legs are here. Oh, you want me to draw separately?
Yeah. I can't visualize it without an actual drawing of legs.
Yeah.
And so I'm guessing chat probably can't.
Okay.
And it looks good.
Cross
It's like a
leg.
really, really niche tip.
Yeah, it's very
Like
niche.
the muscle groups of a pronated arm. So it's like, this won't change your lives, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think you'll start noticing it with certain creases. So here's pair of legs facing towards you. Pair of legs twisting over on this one. I got to see you come up with that in real time. Yeah.
Yeah.
How to improve drawing?
It's definitely going to involve practice.
Yes. Do you have tendons, muscles, and all in your head while drawing hands and legs? No.
No.
I don't. I just have basic forms.
Basic forms.
Basic forms.
It's just cylinders, cones, spheres, boxes, and then you just give a little bump.
Yep. Like fingers to me is just boxes with a squishy bottom.
No, very, very rarely would artists have that, like, because you build it out of primitive forms and then you add on top of that.
Unless you want to be, you know, kind of quirky and unique, you know. If that's
Yeah.
how you like to think about it. Totally fine.
Just very rarely would they. Like, you think in terms of primitive forms.
Like almost all the time, I would think hands in terms of boxes and cylinders.
Like professional artists, at least. Maybe, you know, maybe there's artists out there who think about all that, but no professional I've ever talked to thinks about that. It's all like the primitive form structure, cylinder, boxes.
Proportions. There you go. I like to think in terms of tubes for fingers as well. Tubes or boxes, whichever works better for you in certain poses. Let's see. I've been practicing for about 5 months and struggle with face expressions and hair. Those are very difficult things to do because it requires a lot of experience to get it flowing right. I would say keep doing it. Do a lot of facial expression studies. Look at Disney artists and try your best to find out like where do they like to twist their mouths, where do they like to show a lot of wrinkles, and keep drawing. Like you're still very early on in your journey. Hope I'm not late. A little bit late. But you're good. I want to get a tablet or iPad for digital art. Mostly, what should I get? I don't know.
It's up to you.
It's up to you because what you want in art, like do you want to be more mobile or do you just want to have like a permanent station? You know, that just depends. But you can bring like a tablet mobily, you know, if you get like a screenless one. How do you draw female legs that tend to come closer at elbows? I find them difficult to draw. Do you mean like a pose where the characters are like legs bend up and they have their like elbows touching it like this? Is that what you mean? I actually might have a little tip for that. I kind of just thought about it now. And I'll wait for the answer in the meantime. How to make a side view on men? I awfully struggle. Do you mean face or do you mean body? Both? I meant when they stand.
You ready to wrap up soon?
Yeah, I'm ready to wrap up soon. Yeah, I'll do these really quick. I don't really understand your question, Ashay. It's kind of hard to visualize that. I don't know if, do you mean like they're just standing without a pose at all? Because legs don't really come at the elbows, if that makes sense. Here we have our side view head. Jawline for the men are going to be much more chiseled. When it comes to side views, we actually have a side view body right here. Understand the curvature of the spine. So you're still thinking about the proportions, right? Crotch is around the middle of your body, so you can use you can always use that as a measurement. The spine is really important because it shows like how the direction of the pelvis and the rib cage are to each other. And generally it likes to go in a zigzag. So neck, spine, like this. It gets a nice little S shape. This works for both men and women. Thicker neck for the guys. This box tilts upward. Right, this mimics the thoracic spine. This right here, this pelvis mimics the lumbar. And then you get two boxes facing in different directions. Rib cage, pelvis. of course, this needs to be adjusted as you go. Then legs, they're not straight lines like this, but rather arches. So like think about curvature of the quads, curvature of the calves. They're alternating curves. They look like this. So mark your proportions. This and this is half. May need to be a little bit longer. Teach this in our anime art school, by the way, which is currently 20% off with the code SPRING. Teach anatomy and figure drawing and faces and heads and stuff in different angles. So you can check it out here. So here we have calf, right? Calf bulges out. Not calf, sorry. Quad bulges out. Calf goes out this way. And nice S-curve. And right now it's very gestural, but like, you know, you can always add more male anatomy on top. And then your feet end here. This looks like he's kind of standing, not straight. But like, that's what I would think about. And then you add extra stuff like, oh, how muscular are the arms? Where's the arm placement? And of course, if you don't want this to be super like curvy, you can just make it a little bit straighter, but still keep some elegance, some curvature. So like here, deltoid, bicep, tricep, and here I'm making it muscular to make it more masculine. And that's what I think about. Can't do a full-on demo, but that's what that gets you a good start. Right, like here's my clavicle, here's my pec.
When drawing a full body, what do you start with? Example, circle first for head or a big box for perspective. People start with different things. Some people will start with just a line. Other people will start with, you know, the torso. I tend to start with the upper body and proportions of the torso and head. But it depends, like, are you putting them in a scene? Do you need them to be a specific height? You'd probably start with the full measurement of the entire body.
Yeah. I start with the full measurement of the entire body, and I use like simple lines and curves for that, and then I divide with tick marks. I teach this proportional method in our anime art school. I'll show you this really quick.
You can just show them, I guess, the sheets.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd probably be easier.
Yeah. This stuff right here. I teach you this proportional method exactly, and how you can use that to then build figures like this from scratch. You know, this is like a big basic proportional block out. Here's like other ways to simplify the torso area. But like that's what I think about, and then you just use it over and over and over again. Or even like basic torsos like this. I still use the proportional method for even just portions of the body, even legs as well. And I talk about proportions for each part of the body as well here. So like this is what you start off with: gesture and proportion, basic volumes, and if you want to go more hardcore on the anatomy part, you add more of the, you know, defined muscles and stuff, and then you paint it afterwards. So these are like examples of all the figures that I have you draw. And here's like the painted version, black and white and in color. But it's like it all stems from this basic structure.
You just found this stream. I've been wanting to learn how to draw anime better. Nice.
Awesome.
Welcome. I think we're gonna be wrapping up pretty soon, though.
Yeah.
I did my study, so this is my little micro study of whatever I saw next to me, which is
that. That's actually really accurate.
this, our little air purifier and all that. It is relatively accurate. I'm getting a lot better at like proportional measuring, and there's my line work.
Oh, there's your line work.
It didn't
This is
actually
so simple.
change almost anything.
I use Procreate, yeah, for streams.
Oh, and then we also did that.
Thought that was
But-
a real photo. We got that comment.
Yeah, it's just a little study from stream today while Christina was teaching her stuff. It's very, very flat, like colorless lighting. It's not very interesting at all. Like color wise, our stream lights are so kind of just white.
This pen is not It is not free. It's paid. I wish it was free.
Pen?
This.
They probably mean the
do you mean the
brush.
brush? If you mean the brush, you can get it for free.
How long did it take to create your anime book? Like a year.
Yeah. Like a year. Maybe a little bit over.
Well, I'm kind of ready to wrap up.
Yeah, same here. Fun?
Yeah. Pretty fun.
Yes, don't forget, chat. And Art School is currently 20% off. If you want to learn how to paint, and you want to learn how to draw people and make your own character someday, and also, you know, draw that story that you've always wanted to do, and you just want to get that going, you can check out our Anime Art School. It's currently 20% off with the code SPRING at checkout. It's basically like a big online art program that takes you through the entire fundamentals. Very comprehensive.
Yeah, it is. It is very much comprehensive. I kind of like this little skull mini study.
Yeah, let's look at it.
It's cute.
It's really nice, actually.
I'm trying to get better at my brush economy, you know? Like,
Ooh.
like that sort of thing. These little angles and planes and stuff. Like these little simple plane changes.
I really like that. That looks really good. Simple planes are the GOAT, honestly. Wow, that looks really good.
And one thing that I learned about the skull is there is this little part that sticks out right there.
Yeah.
You can see it very prominently on the Asaro head and the
yes,
skull. Like really, that'll catch a
can.
lot of light.
Wow, that's so interesting. Yeah, actually it does catch a lot of light there. It's really cool.
And I noticed this kite comes up and over.
Yeah, that appears a lot in foreheads.
Yeah.
For guys especially, like it's very prominent. It's a really nice rendered skull.
Nice skull.
What's that from?
Nothing.
I don't know.
Me right now. Colton
Nice
2026.
I don't know. Sounds kind of like an anime thing. Notice how the darks is just very limited. It's just in specific areas only.
I'm very much limiting my darks. I'm only adding them to like a couple of key areas. And I'm trying to keep my shapes really interesting by making them dynamic. Like that one. I'm going to make more dynamic.
Is your anime course free or paid? It's paid.
It's paid.
I can do the proportions for the body, but when I start to do the actual body anatomy, it's bad. That's very common. Just keep doing it. Like, you got to understand that the body is made with a bunch of complex forms. So try to simplify the proportions and not the proportions. So simplify the body into basic forms like boxes and cylinders. I like to do boxes for the torso, cylinders for the arms and legs. And it's also really hard because it's kind of specific. Like, realistic bodies have a specific size. If you make the head too big, it's gonna look cartoony. If you make the head too small, it's gonna look weird. If you make the legs too chunky, then it's like, okay, that doesn't look realistic anymore. So it's very, very nuanced. You just gotta keep drawing it. It's going to look bad for a while. That's the thing. How long will this live stream?
I don't know.
We've kind of been. How long have we been streaming for?
2 hours and 13 minutes.
Oh yeah. Any tips for fighting / action poses? Gesture. Get a good gesture, and then put the forms in. And of course, have your reference that shows you the nice like dynamic flow. Like, that will help you a lot. Like, find the overlaps of the body. Like, does this leg overlap that leg? You know, does the arm gets really small compared to the other arm? What's the challenge announcement? I kind of missed it.
No, it's in the announcements
It's
channel.
in the announcements channel. You can just read through it. That has a lot of like all the explanations and stuff. That's fun. I like the really simplified version on the very right too.
That one.
Yeah, it's like that's like the blurry version.
Yeah, I feel like this area.
I just clicked enroll on your art course. It's like for email updates, right? No, so that's our emailing list. That is not the class. Our anime art school is.
It's gonna be the yellow button.
Yes, it's on the yellow button.
Got my like this.
You're welcome. And by the way, it is on a 20% off 20% off sale with the code SPRING at checkout. So if you're interested in that, it's on a discount right now.
SPRING will give you 20% off of the school. That's the yellow button.
Yep.
Anime art school. You know, we'll get something along the lines of that. Oop. Oop.
Still don't get it? You check the challenge announcement? There's basically there's two kinds of challenges that we're doing. It's going to be running for 2 months. It's called
I'll directly read it from the announcement.
Sure.
Because that's the best way I can possibly explain it. We're introducing 2 new types of challenges for the next 8 weeks. Bi-weekly challenges and daily challenges. Bi-weekly challenges run every 2 weeks, and they're themed challenges around your own original characters and stories. And daily challenges are daily art prompts and practice. And then the channels that those run in are linked in the announcement. So that's it. That's what we're doing. Bi-weekly and daily challenges.
Bi-weekly challenges are challenges where it takes you 2 weeks to do it, and then we have a show. The dailies you do daily, but we don't have a show.
Yeah, and the prompt will come out tomorrow.
Yes, the prompt will come out.
The daily will be midnight tonight. And the prompt for the bi-weekly is going to be tomorrow. But you will definitely learn how it works after we run it, because you'll come and we'll be doing a show and people will have submitted art and stuff.
And we'll talk about it and stuff throughout the week.
Yeah.
Be like, by the way, our bi-weekly challenge is going to be this date, XYZ,
Yes.
I hope I have time to do the challenges. I think you will, Cran. You always make time for this kind of stuff.
This one's an even more squished value range. It's super, super light.
Wow.
Just drawing skulls from different angles is super good practice.
Female legs make an X shape in the front view, right? How do we draw them? I don't really think they're an X shape. I think they're more like a Y shape, but it's just the wider hips. They definitely would not be by the elbows, because the elbows would be way too high. Oh, awesome Euro. It's great.
You ready to wrap up?
Yep.
All right. Well, chat. We're going to be wrapping up.
Hopefully everyone has a good had a good weekend. It's already Sunday. That's crazy.
Yeah, we did some fun stuff today. I got a little study in. I didn't work at all on any of this, but whatever, don't matter.
Oh, that's fun. Nice. By the way, Echo, I did answer your question for the mouths. You can check it on our YouTube channel because the VOD will be there. Cover different lip shapes and stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, like right here. Anyways.
Yep. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging out and showing up. We'll be live tomorrow, Monday, where we will actually have our official announcement for the new challenges.
Yes.
That is, and we'll ping the Discord server again when the first challenge is announced. It'll be running for 2 weeks. There's a spring training arc category in the Discord server now. You can go check it out, and the announcement will be in there as well. Well, where's our
meow meow song?
There we go. Good night, chat.
Don't
I
forget,
didn't finish my juice.
take a screenshot of this. 'Cause that's our spring sale.
Yep, we'll be live tomorrow, 5
Yep.
p.m. Pacific.
We got one kitty here.
Toby's knocked out, dude. Look at him. He's twitching and everything. Little dreams.
Yep.
Cute little dreams.
So little dreamies.
All right, everybody. Have a good one.
Have a good one.
You don't have Discord? It's all good. We stream here all the time.
Yep.
Where do I end stream? Here we go. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya. And bye-bye, YouTube. Thanks for
Bye.
hanging out.